This is the BK Lounge Podcast. Welcome to laughs, love, and crazy debates by your two favorite hosts, Bert and Kenny. Join us in talks about military life, relationships, golf life, and so much more. Your new favorite place to come hang out on Sundays. Introducing the BK Lounge Podcast, a Bert's Beat Studios production. And now your hosts, Bert and Kenny.
Yep. Hello.
It's going to be one of those nights, isn't it?
Why?
I can just tell you're already goofy, silly.
You're goofy, silly.
You're just all over the place. I can tell already.
I'm not all over the place. I'm never all over the place.
No, just silly, goofy, freaky. Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome in. Episode 21. 21.
21.
What's 9 plus 7? Oh, we didn't put the bark collars on the dogs tonight.
Yeah, those dogs are going to be bad for sure.
Yeah.
21. That's my favorite number, my favorite day, my favorite everything.
Yeah.
My day of birth.
Day of birth, 21.
21.
21. But we are live in the new house. Looks very similar. Almost identical. Minor changes.
Do we look farther away?
I don't think we do. I think we are more spread out. We're further away. Because I think, like, the chairs were closer to...
That's how you tell. Yep.
I think the chairs were closer together.
Yeah.
And you were also in the corner.
Yeah, I got more room to my
Yep.
side here.
Yep. All up in there.
But we're in our new house.
We are in the new house. It's very exciting.
Yay.
It's very exciting. Finally, like...
Is it?
It very much so. Like just...
Oh, expose my knee.
Kind of just like a little bit of weight off the shoulders, you know?
You think? You're speaking soft.
What do you mean?
You're speaking soft.
What does that mean?
That means you're speaking soft.
I feel like I'm speaking the way I always speak.
I don't know about that.
But don't you feel like a sense of relief?
In terms of what?
In terms of like, the packing is done.
Yeah.
The moving is done.
Yeah.
The family's out of town.
Uh-huh.
And now we can like, just get back into a routine in our new house, settle into our new house, enjoy our new house.
Yeah.
As I feel that very much, especially getting this room finally done.
Yeah. No, it's nice. We love our new house.
We do. We're very thankful.
No, it's been a busy couple of weeks. It's been a lot of on the go and, you know, had a lot of people here in and out. My dad's officially a resident of North Carolina.
All moved in.
Helped
him out.
And now we're waiting for the rest of the crew to get down here. My sister and her family are getting here at the end of this month.
Which it's June already, which is crazy to think about.
Uh-huh.
In like 20 days, I'll officially have been down here for a year.
Yep.
Which is also crazy to think about.
Yeah, that's spooky.
You're still waiting for me to say, all right, you got to bring me to the airport, huh?
You're crazy for asking questions like that.
Because I already know the answer. I'm not expecting you to be like, no, I would never want you to leave. I would want you to say, because I know you, yeah, I'm still waiting.
Oh my God. You're just teeing me up for all sorts of failure. But no, I don't feel that way. That's how you feel about me.
What?
You're waiting for me to bring you to the airport. I'll bring you to the airport right now.
No, I got...
You want?
I'm home. This is home.
Yeah, you want me to bring you to the airport?
No, unless we're going on a trip somewhere, and frankly, I'd like to stay home for a little while.
No. Refreshing.
Is that a DC in there?
No.
Why do you have a straw? I've never seen you use a straw out of that cup.
What do you think's in there?
DC for sure.
No, it's not.
It is.
Don't try my drink.
It's a DC.
No, it's
not. I heard you going down the stairs. Ooh, Mama wants a DC. Talking to the dogs. Check yes or check no. Check yes. I heard all that. So I know it's a DC in there.
That's criminal. And no, it's not a DC.
What is it?
Don't ask me. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about my drink. Don't worry about my straw. Mind your business.
You literally asked me, what do you think's in there?
Because it's a surprise.
When do I get to find out?
Never.
What a terrible surprise.
For you, not for me every time I take a sip.
It looks... I can't stand you.
It's a root beer float. There's ice cream in here.
You're ridiculous. What was all that banging down there?
What banging?
I heard like things dropping.
Oh, yeah. I dropped some things.
Yeah, what? What did you drop? Obviously, I knew something dropped, but I'm asking what dropped.
Don't worry about what I was dropping.
Oh my god.
I dropped about half of the fridge out of the fridge.
Oh.
If I'm being quite honest with you.
Well, thank you for being honest with me.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. But anyways, we're going to catch up.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks. It's been, what, 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Since Mother's Day.
Yeah, Mother's Day, yep.
Mother's here.
Every year's Mother's here.
No, yeah, so we've had a lot going on. We've, between my dad moving, we moved, we went to the PGA Championship.
Yep, which was awesome.
We, the following weekend, your parents were here. We went, and my mom was here,
Yep.
which was a surprise visit. Her and my dad did a lot of furniture shopping, and we went to a Charlotte FC soccer game.
Also incredible.
We went to the Coca-Cola 600.
Absolutely incredible.
It was Memorial Day.
Yep.
And then we're here this week, and it's the first week where we're kind of have nothing going on.
Yeah, a little decompression. Again, because we moved into our house on Friday. My parents showed up Tuesday.
My dad got here that
Thursday. So we've only had like 2 or 3 real days alone in the house, and that was kind of jumping through our asses to kind of get organized and unpack the house. And I think even my dad made a comment of like, you guys really got organized here really quick. I was like, yeah, no, we've done a really good job of getting everything out and organized and all that kind of stuff. So that was nice, but now it's finally where we can just kind of enjoy it, relax. We still have a few things to kind of unpack and organize, but
Yep.
everything's done. And as you guys probably know, and as I know you know, I hate to wait to get things done. Whether it's hanging stuff up in the garage, organizing my studio, setting up the studio, putting out lights, putting up an American flag. Like, I want to get all of that stuff. As soon as I get the idea in my head of wanting to do it, I want to get it done. Like, I got annoyed because I bought that trash can for the laundry room, and it originally came dented in the top of it. And I was like, great, now I have to wait 3 days for another trash can to come in. Why do I need a trash can in there right now? Don't know, just wanted it done.
Why does it matter that there's a dent while we wait?
Because you couldn't open it. It was like all jacked up. I think the FedEx man kicked it. But I don't want the thought of like laying in bed being like, oh shoot, I still have to organize all the stuff in the garage, or oh shoot, I need to do something in the studio. Like, I just want to get everything done, and I'm so restless during that period. Like, I just constantly need to be going. And I hate it. But again, we did a great job of getting organized rather quick. And my idea was like, oh, let's move into the house before my parents so we can be settled. Looking back, I wish we either moved in earlier, which we couldn't have, or just have waited, as it was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. And, like, that's the thing is, it's not a matter of if it was a lot because we had family here or whatever. It wasn't that. It's just, like, we hadn't even spent a true day or night alone in our new home.
Right, because the very first day, we didn't even stay here.
Right.
And, like, I was making trips back and forth to, like, grab what was left at the house and empty out the shed and bring stuff to, the dump, and then I had to go back home to stream at night, so it was a lot. And then Kenny was obviously still working, her crazy summer schedule, so she was busy with work and then coming home and unpacking and trying to organize and trying to decompress, like, and then my parents were in town, so we had, we were, going places with them and going out to dinner and going new places, which is great, but it's just a lot all at once.
Yeah. So we've been very busy bees, and we're starting to settle, and we're kind of feeling a little bit in our shells currently, just in the sense of, you know, we don't really want to leave. We don't want to really do much because we're still like trying to just like adjust to the fact that like we're in a new home, and it's not like, oh, it's similar. This house is completely different. Than what we're used to. Is like even like the smallest thing of like our bedroom is now upstairs versus downstairs. Like every single time I'm like, oh, I have to go upstairs to go into the bedroom, or like something like that.
I know, it's kind of weird. Like I was thinking,
oh, I forgot something upstairs before I leave the house. And I'm like, jeez,
it's all the way upstairs.
It's all the way upstairs.
Or like I was up here today playing games with Dan. I was like, oh, I'm gonna grab a drink, and I'm like, oh my god, it's all the way downstairs. But in retrospect, it's not. Don't get us wrong. It's not some massive house where we have to walk a country mile to our fridge. It's not. We're just not used to having 2 floors, and you know, our old house was one hallway. The hallway led you to the bedrooms, the studio, the bathroom, and then the other end was the kitchen and living room. So it was just like everything was super close, and now having it 2 stories, it's different.
Yeah, it's very different.
And like our laundry's on the first floor.
Yeah, our laundry's on the first floor. It's just like getting in like the rhythm of where everything is like, yeah, we've organized and stuff like that, but it's just everything's in a new spot than where it was. And for me, like everything in our old house is something that I've been in for the past 2 years.
Right.
And it's like, it's a completely different adjustment being like, oh, this is temporary. Now we're somewhere. Like every single morsel of my beings were like, everything had its spot.
Right.
And now everything, I'm like, okay, where's this?
And it also doesn't help, again, kind of like, as Rob said, first world problems, but we have a million linen closets and closets in this house.
Yeah.
So everything's kind of, some stuff's in our master bathroom linen closet, some stuff's in like the top of the stairs linen closet, some things are in this walk-in closet, and then in the other walk-in closet, and then we have a walk-in closet underneath our stairs, and it's just like stuff can be literally everywhere, and it's great. We have barely anything in any of them, but it's just, again, instead of having one linen closet for the entire house, now we have 4.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I mean, even the simplest thing is like yesterday I had a really long day at work. We had a tournament, and then we had inventory, which on inventory nights, it's like I'm there. It could be I could get home at 10:30. I could get home at 3:30. It really depends on what the night brings. But we did a good job, and I got home around 12:30. And yesterday I actually, long story short, is I drilled through my thumb. At work I was doing some club repair, and I had a drill bit, and I was cleaning out the head of an iron, like prepping it to have the work done on it, and pretty cheap, and we don't really use vices. I don't really use gloves. A lot of like
things you
probably should think about, especially if like our drill bits are kind of cheap because we use them just to clean out like heads, so it's just you're pulling off epoxy of the inside of like a metal tube, so it's like it's not like you
need like a super heavy duty one for it,
right. So I'm drilling whatever, and my drill bit broke in half, and so the half that was on the outside, when I was pushing pretty hard, it
must have like jumped and went to your thumb.
No, it didn't even jump. It literally snapped. The bit snapped in half. And so the drill bit was still going, and I was still applying pressure. But when it broke, it went to the side and
your thumb.
Drilled me right in the thumb. So I have a nice little cut and hole in my finger. But when I got home last night, I'm like, I know we have a bunch of Band-Aids somewhere, but I have no idea where they are.
Right.
And so I'm like, I don't have it in me. I just worked 16 hours.
So I'm hunt for Band-Aids.
So we have this little tiny like first aid kit, and I'm just like rifling through it. I was like, there needs to be Neosporin in here, and there needs to be a Band-Aid to fit all the way around my thumb. And I'm like, it's almost 1 a.m. and I'm like, it's
last thing you want to do.
But like, really in hindsight, it's first world problems. It's like, I have no idea where my Band-Aids are in our new house.
Right. That has way too much storage for us.
So.
But no, it's very exciting, and like, you know, it's something that is like fully ours.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, we made the decision together. You know, it's us. It's a new start for us. We're in a new town. You know, we're in a brand new neighborhood. We were the first house done in this neighborhood. They're building 57 others, and still we're the only people in the neighborhood. All the other houses are still under construction, and so at night it's kind of a ghost town.
It's kind of eerie.
It is kind of eerie because a lot of these houses that aren't done yet, like garage doors are open, front doors are open, lights are on, they're laying sod everywhere, so there's just sprinklers everywhere going on. And it's just, it's kind of cool because it's like, oh, hey, it's just us. Like, I make the joke of we're the president of the HOAs here.
Yeah.
But it's strange because nobody's here.
Yeah, no, it is a little strange, but especially my first time when I did it alone, right before your parents came and you were streaming. And I was like, I'm not going to leave the couch until you get home. I'm kind of just going to sit here in the corner. I have water. I have the dogs.
We're good.
I have my computer and the TV's on. I'm like, I'm just going to like hang out here.
Yeah.
Nobody needs to know that I'm here.
Because like you look at, especially at night, you look out the window and behind us is another street and you can kind of see like a row of a few of the houses and some of the lights are on, some of the sprinklers are on, some of the back porch lights are on. And it's just, it wouldn't be weird if we knew people were living there.
Yeah.
But like with them off and wide open, it's like weird.
Yeah. No, it's a little strange, but no, we're definitely adjusting and enjoying it, but the little things are kind of annoying right now, but
yeah,
it's just
and like one of the
minor.
things that got me in the beginning was so it's a brand new house. We're the first people to rent it. It's an all rental neighborhood. And when the day we moved in, one of our friends, Kyle, was helping me move some stuff while Kenny was still at work. And I walk in and there's just like drywall, dust and debris everywhere and like paint drops all on the floor. And I was kind of initially like turned off. I'm like, hang on, this is a brand new house. Well, I feel like it's dirty. Like, and that just instantaneously drove me up a wall because the date got pushed back and then it got moved up and we got told day of that we could move in. So I'm like, all right, let's get this stuff done. And I didn't want to wait to have like someone clean it or like come get the paint off or whatever. So I was like, let's just move in. And, you know, like the sink was clogged, but that magically worked itself out over a week. And just like little things I wasn't expecting at least that kind of were strange. Because again, we had to pay a fee for cleaning once we move out. And it's like, if we're paying to have someone clean it when we leave, shouldn't it be clean when we get here? And they were super great about it. Like, we'll get somebody. And I'm like, no, don't worry about it. We're already moved in. And my parents helped us out a bunch. Like, we still have some paint that we need to get off the floors in some places. But it's all good. The house is very much coming together.
Yeah. I think I mean, it's frustrating to a sense, but that's also like for who you are is as soon as you are already like on edge, transition, those minor details.
Just somebody
else is like you become 10 times more irritable. In
Yeah.
those
Oh,
situations.
absolutely.
And I'm like, it's a brand new house and there's dust and like drywall dust on the ground. Is like, we can take a Swiffer wet jet and clean this up in a couple swipes.
Right.
And like, yeah, I know like the thought of that, but you know, we have a brand new house that nobody's lived in before.
Right.
So.
And we have sod outside. I love going out there and changing up the sprinklers and making sure it's nice and, you know, watered. We got some nice little rocking chairs from Costco out front in our little front stoop that we like to go out and rock on. Mm-hmm. Say hi to all of our neighbors we don't have.
Give them one of these.
Give them one of these. A lot of people drive through and look at all the houses. Some people will stop and talk, ask questions, and other people will just be nosy and leave. And
they give you like the stink eye.
Yeah. Like why are you staring at us? We live here.
It's like when we first moved in, people are like driving by and they're giving us like the dirty glance. I'm like, we got it first, suckers.
Yep.
We did our time.
Yep. Yeah, we did our time.
We got a lot of houses taken away from us because we didn't get it in time.
Yep.
So.
Because again, we weren't able to look at this house technically until the move-in date, but we did come early and take a sneak peek, and we were so nervous about it.
You get arrested.
And then when we ended up moving in here, we're like, let's just walk through the other houses, and we weren't afraid at all then.
I didn't go in first.
Yeah.
I didn't go in first. My foot and my hand did not turn the knob and walk in first.
Yeah.
You go to jail first.
But yeah, that's the big one that, has been taking up a majority of our time, packing up the old house, moving stuff over, getting organized here. My parents were in town. Before that, excuse me, we got to go to the Quail Hollow, which was absolutely incredible. Like, I didn't know what to expect with it being a PGA event. I knew it was, a big deal, but we went with Kenny's dad, and like, I was just shocked at like the production value. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not just like, oh, hey, show up, and like you kind of, it literally is like a full-blown operation of like so many temporary infrastructures, like camera scaffolding everywhere, tons of bathrooms, food, merch, like Tito's had a bar, High Noon had a bar, and it's just these massive buildings that are somehow temporary, and there's just thousands of people everywhere. Mm-hmm. It was so cool. It was awesome. Food was delicious.
Yep. Hot dog. The sausage was good.
Yeah, you got after that sausage.
Yeah, I got after the sausage.
And you got so excited when you realized that they were there.
I didn't even know they were there the first time.
I know.
Yeah. I got like a chicken sandwich. I was like, oh, whatever.
And then we popped back in for a drink, right?
I went back in for a water. And I'm like looking, and I'm like, oh my God. Sausage. So I got it. Ate it without the bun. Raw dogged it.
Raw dogged the sausage.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for sausage. It's in my blood. Sausage grease. Chicken grease.
Out of control. But it was very awesome. It was, and like, we were already tired in the sense because we were moving. It was a day after we had moved in. Mm-hmm. And so we were tired to begin with. And then, it was hot. We're walking everywhere. And I think everyone was kind of tired because Robbie had just moved down. Like, it was a lot, but it was so awesome to see. Like, we got to see some PGA, bigwigs and golfers, tee off and putt and chip and just walk around and see, again, the production value of it. Like, the amount of volunteers that are working to, like, keep people off different parts of the course or let them through at times. Like, the food and beverage, the different sponsors. It was mind-blowing.
Yeah, no. It's an awesome tournament every single year, and lucky enough to be a part of it in the sense of, we get tickets, we're part of the PGA, and I was lucky enough to bring you to your first PGA event as well as my dad's first PGA event, and to have it in, our hometown is even
backyard.
Better.
Wasn't far.
So it was a lot of fun. It was cool to experience it and to be the person. Like, I mean, I'm around golf all the time. I'm around golf tournaments, big tournaments, small tournaments. But to be able to, bring both you and my dad on the other side of, the ropes in the sense and be a spectator was
absolutely,
was a lot
especially
of fun.
for our first time. Yeah, being in Charlotte, being with you, like you explaining a lot of the things that were going on was awesome. Yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah, but no, we had a great time. I had a great time.
Got some swag.
But yeah, no, we had a great time. And then a couple days later, your parents showed up, and then we had all sorts of other festivities. I feel like today was my first day off where I didn't really have any responsibilities or like things
to do.
But I spent a couple hours in Lowe's with my dad today because their fridge decided to die.
I have to make a confession about the fridge.
Huh?
Robbie told me not to tell anybody.
You're gonna say it on here?
Yep, it's at me. He was covering for me. And now I can out myself because the fridge is dead. When we were unloading the fridge and it fell and gouged my knee and crushed my hand, it dented one of the corners in the back, and I felt freaking terrible. Like, I was so pissed off. It was the last thing that we unloaded. We were both, it was humid. We had nothing to grab. Slipped out of my hands. I tried to catch it with my knee, gouged my knee, crushed my hand, whatever. And we get it down. I'm like, oh shit, Robbie. He's like, yeah, I was like, dented the back corner. And he's like, that's all right. And I'm like, no, this is your brand new fridge for your brand new house. That's not okay. I'm so sorry. And he's like, no. That probably happened while we were moving it. No, didn't. It happened in the truck. Just covering for me. And again, we get it in there. I apologize again. He's like, Nick, don't worry about it. If anybody asks, nobody's going to see it. Happened in transit. Now the fridge is dead.
Who would ask? So you killed the fridge.
I didn't kill the fridge. I dented the back of it.
You killed the fridge.
Nope, it was working when we installed it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I felt terrible. I was like, oh my God, he just got here to his new house with his fridge, and I dented it.
Sounds like you're the culprit.
No, the fridge was fine. The fridge has been fine for 2 weeks.
No, it hasn't. It's been bad.
Now you're just rubbing it in because here I am being vulnerable.
Yeah, because I was the one that had to go and do the whole shebang at the...
I had to do that whole shebang with the washer and dryer.
Did you break that too?
No, I didn't touch the washer and dryer.
Chewy, mama. Chewy, mama.
But yeah, no.
Everybody says to blame you.
What's new?
Because they know the truth.
They know the truth.
You know what I said to you yesterday?
What?
Because I'm honest.
Yeah. And like I've said
I don't
before on this
lie.
very podcast, the delivery sometimes could be edited.
To who?
Me.
Oh. No.
How's your DC?
It's not DC.
You can't lie very good.
How much do you want to bet? What do you want to bet right now?
I don't know what else it could be.
Live on this podcast, what do you want to bet on what's in this?
Loser has to buy Lilo and Stitch tickets and food and drink, and no judgment on the food and drink either. Because if I win and I order a Mountain Dew, I don't want to hear some
You're
comment.
not drinking Mountain Dew.
Oh my God, fine.
You never believe me?
Oh, it's a root beer? Since I never would have expected you to drink that. Well, I'm buying Lilo and Stitch tickets.
Yeah. I don't know why you would not believe me in the fact that I'm saying, do you want to bet?
Because I
on
thought you were
my own
bluffing.
drink?
Because you were going down the stairs talking about who wants a DC. Oh, Mama wants a DC.
Mama did want a DC.
Yes.
Mama needed a DC. But then I opened it and I said, sugar-free, no caffeine. Went with the alternative.
Switched it up. Wasn't expecting it. You're a DC girl through and through.
I am.
Yeah.
When I poured it in and I took a sip, it didn't do what I needed it to do, so.
God.
It is what it is, but now you owe me, and no Mountain Dew.
Lilo and Stitch.
Zero Mountain Dew.
Here we go.
Why would you get Mountain Dew?
Just because. I don't know.
That is the most foul thing I've ever heard. You don't drink Mountain Dew.
I can't remember the last time I had a Mountain Dew.
You should never drink Mountain Dew again. I think we should make a pact.
Make a pact?
Right now.
What, the pact is I don't drink Mountain Dew?
Ever in your life again.
Oh, come on. You're going to do me like that in front of everybody?
You can ask them. Ask the people.
I bet Rob loves Diet Mountain Dew. That man will die on the throne of Diet Mountain Dew.
That's wrong.
I agree. Diet Mountain Dew is disgusting.
No, Mountain Dew, period. Mountain Dew, period. You put the same color, same type of liquid in your vehicle. You should not put that in your body.
No, I like the Code Red. I don't think gas.
Same thing.
Anywho.
Shake my hand.
Oh my God, why? So from now until the day I die, I can never have a Mountain Dew.
Nope.
And what happens if I have a Mountain Dew?
You die. Because I choke you. Put your hand in my hand and shake my hand and say that you're never going to drink Mountain Dew again.
Rob said don't shake her hand.
Shake my hand right now. Shake my hand or you're going to sleep on the other side of the street. You're never drinking Mountain Dew again. Uncross your fingers.
I was hoping you didn't see that. Okay, fine.
No more Mountain Dew.
No more Mountain Dew.
No more Mountain Dew.
It's wedding-ish horseshit. See, everyone, don't do it. Nick, don't do it. No, don't do it. Oh, you ding-dong. I'm buying Burt Mountain Dew at the ice cream event.
No, you're not. You'll get banned from the channel and everything.
Speaking of things that are wild.
Do you know what this means? You can't see it, but on this cup, it says something, and that means I'm the boss. You're not drinking Mountain Dew. You're not buying Mountain Dew. Nobody's having Mountain Dew. Bad.
Who told you what that stood for?
A lot of people.
I got Kenny a cup. When did I get you this? Like a year and a half ago?
Yeah.
Well, it's got the BB logo. Obviously it says Kenny on the back. And underneath the logo it says HBIC. And she thought that just was like something to do with the logo.
I thought it was like LLC. Like a weird thing that, I don't know, you do for stream.
Yeah, no, head bitch in charge.
I found that out a long time ago, and I told you that. Because I was gallivanting around work with it.
Yeah.
And I would go to meetings, like professional meetings, and I'm sitting in an office with that, and I finally had a kid tell me what it meant.
Yeah, I thought you knew.
And there, you know what he said to me? He said, "You have motion."
Hell yeah, pimp.
I already know that. Why do you say that? And he said, "That's on your cup." And I'm like, what does that mean? It doesn't have an M in it for motion. He said, that means head bitch in charge. And I said, the fuck did you say to me, kid? You little twerp. And he goes, no, that's what that means. I said, now I gotta go apologize to about a dozen people for the profanity on my cup.
Profanities. But yeah, speaking of crazy things like Mountain Dew, we went to the Coca-Cola 600, and that was crazy wild to me.
That was... If you ever want to go people watch, period...
NASCAR.
Go to any sort of like racing event.
Yep, absolutely. It was fun.
The creatures that come out, including us.
Yep.
We were there. So,
yep.
Like, you have no idea who you'll see, what you'll do.
Stacey Riley was walking around places pointing at photos saying, take my picture in front of this photo.
Yeah, I got so many pictures of him on my phone.
He was excited. Big race fan. Yeah. And we got like, they called them pit passes, but they really weren't pit passes. We got to go on like the infield. They had a big concert.
Old Dominion,
which was super cool to see. Mm-hmm. And then our tickets were in like club seating. It was, inside with a bunch of seats. And we had like a private snack bar and bar. And my mom even said there was a restaurant one floor up. And I was like, that's crazy.
No, there wasn't a restaurant.
Oh.
It was like all of the private boxes with press. It looked like it because you walk up like these carpeted stairs and there's a chandelier.
Yeah.
There's not a restaurant.
It was definitely the classiest way of seeing a NASCAR race, I think.
Like on Talladega Nights with like the lady, the owner's wife. Like you imagine that was us. Yeah. We were there.
Because we were able to have like conversations inside while the cars were going by, and you could hear the announcers. They had TVs up at the top, and there were a couple of times we went down to like the concourse, and we couldn't even talk in the concourse when the cars were going by. So it's kind of nice to be able to be inside, have conversations while the race is going, and you've got you can see the whole track. They've got the big jumbotron out and on the far side of it. So it was very, very cool to be there, especially like with my parents who, I grew up going to all sorts of races back home. You've been around the racing world for a while too. Like it was awesome, and especially to be there with like my parents because of how much they loved it. And like it was awesome. We got some, some swag, ate some crazy foods, had a couple of drinks with my dad. Mm-hmm. It was awesome. And it's kind of crazy. Like you think of NASCAR and how many people are there. You think it's going to be this big production similar to like, the PGA. Mm-hmm. And so I was worried about parking. And so I went on their website and bought a parking pass for like $80. And it was like general admission parking. I'm like, okay, whatever. So we're driving around, no signs as to where general admission is. And we pull up to a little info booth. And I asked the ladies, I was like, hey, could you point us in the direction of general admission parking? And she's like, oh, you can just park over there, and points at like a VIP parking sign. And I'm like, okay, and just parked there. Like there was no people directing traffic. Mm-hmm. There was no like passes you had to put on your dash. And so I felt like we paid $80 to park there, anywhere, and nobody was going to check parking. But they had like a huge fan zone outside with a bunch of the haulers and all sorts of different, booths. Like the Air Force was there, the Marines, like they had all sorts of cool stuff out there. But again, to be there with my parents and, have, pretty sweet tickets and be able to go out in the infield with them was awesome. It was a really, 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 really good time.
Yeah. I mean, it was Memorial Day weekend, so the remembrance, all of the different things that they did for Memorial Day specifically was crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever seen that. And like they even did, so the Coca-Cola 600 is 600 miles.
Yeah.
It's a long race.
It's a long day. We got there like late in the day because I had reached out to Britt, who helps us out with the BB page, and I was like, hey, like when should we get there? And she's like, oh, we should get there at like 7 a.m. and tailgate. And I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a long day.
Yeah.
We weren't going to tailgate anyway, but we got there around what, 2?
Yep.
Yeah, we got there right around 2, and we didn't leave there until midnight. Mm-hmm. And that's a long day in itself, but
yeah. No, so when like we got there, we walked around, and there was military personnel everywhere. If it was Marines, Air Force, Coast Guard,
Navy, Space Force was there. Like everybody was there.
Yeah, and it was insane. And then they did all sorts of stuff in the beginning, but the craziest thing to me, like they did some great honors, and they had great videos, great speaking,
Secretary of Defense was there.
Yep. So, and like, but at halfway through it was mile 300, and all of the cars came through the pit and turned the engines off, and they did a moment of silence.
Yeah, they brought out a big like remembrance flag like to the infield. This isn't like, oh, the race is about to start or the race is over.
No.
This is dead middle of the race. Mm-hmm. Like track's warm, drivers are honed in, bring them on to pit road, kill the engines, everything went quiet.
And moment of silence, it was like even right now, it's like gives you goosebumps. You're like, to be in that moment, and there's 100,000 people there.
Thousands and tens and tens and tens of thousands of people.
Like, and it was sold out. The track was sold out. And to think of how many people were there and what they were doing was
because I've been a part of a lot of baseball, like military events, and like whether it was the 4th of July, Veterans Day, or whatever they were celebrating at like baseball, and baseball was America's pastime, and I thought what they did was absolutely insane. Mm-hmm. But what NASCAR does in the sense of like patriotism,
yeah,
I have never ever seen or been a part of anything to that magnitude.
Yeah,
it was absolutely wild. Like they played taps for Memorial Day. Like it was absolute chills. Like every segment they had something like, and it wasn't like, I feel like some sporting events they just do it to like check it off the box. They're like, oh hey, we had a flyover, or we had the flag out, and we honored one military person. Like it was absolutely insane. And every race car driver had a service member that had died serving on their windshield.
Yeah, every car had a remembrance dedication on their windshields. And every single call out for every driver was by some veteran, some sort of veteran from all different branches.
Yeah, it was truly incredible. And like the Secretary of Defense said, like, in one sport that takes patriotism and God, and granted we're not religious people, like when they did the invocation. Mm-hmm. Like I've been at baseball, I've been at all sorts of events where they do an invocation. Mm-hmm. And people stand there and it gets over and that's it. But when that chaplain said amen, that entire place erupted with amens.
Yeah.
Like NASCAR with the patriotism and like the religion, never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
Never, ever, ever.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely insane. And it was, I've been around like motorsports and stuff like that for a long time. Like my grandfather was big into NASCAR. Like it's always been a big part of our family. Like even my Uncle Sean, my mom's brother, like I got him a shirt and stuff like that. Like it's been a big part of like being brought up. Same thing with you, but like even all of like the tracks and races I have been to, I have like they do flyovers, they do all sorts of stuff, but on Memorial Day and like Memorial Day weekend, it definitely hit different.
like still to this day, no matter what event it is, it could be a concert. It could be a baseball game. It could be when Bobby does the pledge in tarp. Like, I get goosebumps. And like I always say, like, if you are an American and you don't get some sort of reaction or goosebumps to like our nation's anthem or like something about honoring our nation, I think you're wrong. And like Memorial Day obviously is a tough day for me because I've lost people who I've served with, and you know, having that connection made it that much more like raw and real. Because while a lot of people feel that emotion and don't really but kind of understand like, you know, the true purpose of it, it was something I'd never thought I'd ever feel at a sporting event. Ever.
No, absolutely.
Ever.
No, it was definitely something special, and you know, to have our parents here and experience that with them, and you know, go through the week of just like thinking about it is like, I still think about it, and it is crazy. It is crazy. It was a crazy experience.
Yeah. It was second to none by any type of event that has touched upon or honored. And like, hell, I was even honored just me at Fenway Park one time, and like, don't get me wrong, that was absolutely incredible. Like the chills that gave me, the how that made me feel and how humble I felt, like that was wild in itself. But just being a part of that was crazy, but then just being a spectator for what NASCAR did was absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah. No, it was
absolutely
awesome.
mind-blowing.
It was awesome, that's for sure. But yeah, no, it's been a busy couple weeks for us.
And I feel like every single time we sit down and do a podcast, it's just like we're busy.
Right.
Like, are we actually busy, or we just feel like we're busy? I feel like definitely we're busy.
I'm always busy. That's just my perspective. I don't know how you feel, but I always feel like I'm busy as hell.
Yep. Probably are.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I wouldn't say that we are busy. I think that we get busy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with that.
Like, there's times where, like, I remember when you were having computer issues, you were busy. You were going to, you know, the electronics store and doing all this stuff and figuring out on the phone with the boys, trying to figure, you know, your monitors and your setup. And, like, at that point, I was like, I'm kind of just, like, chilling. And then there's, like, times where I'm like, I have 18 tournaments, I have no staff, I am working a 75-hour week, and I am drowning. And you're like, yeah, I brought the dogs for a walk, I went to Lowe's, I, you know, put a couple more panels of, you know, backdrop in, and I'm going to stream at 4:30. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it looks a little different from day to day, from person to person, but I think overall, yes, busy is
like, because
there.
when I think of, like, when couples are busy, I think of, like, big things. It's just, like, I feel like we've had a lot of moving parts in different directions, and, like, it's crazy how, like, we always usually, like we always come back together and we're like, what are you doing? And we kind of just move forward with it.
Yeah.
But, like, I think of, like, people that are constantly, like, both of their lives together are just stay busy. And I think it helps us balance our lives out.
Yeah, I mean, I think to a degree we are when it comes to, like, family visiting or your dad moving or, like, possibly this weekend and, like, you know, Ben and Sammy's wedding at the end of the month. Like, those are times where I think as a couple we're busy.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
But I don't think, like, right now it's been like that.
No, I think once my parents left, that kind of ended. Mm-hmm. But no. Shimmy and shaking.
I think that since Christmas time, there's always been, like, something happening.
Something happening or something coming up or...
Yeah. Like, things that we're expecting and also not expecting.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
I think of, like, the termites.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
Doozy.
And then randomly deciding that we're actually going to move.
Yeah. We decide that we're going to move, do all of it, and then less than 30 days later, we're in a new house.
It was a quick turnaround. But I'm happy we did it because, again, I feel this might sound cheesy, but I feel like the energy's different here.
Like what?
I don't know. I just feel like I think it's because it's a new and exciting place, and it's new and exciting for both of us.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like a different energy.
Yeah.
Not saying that the old house wasn't exciting. It's just something new that we are doing together.
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
Sure.
Sure.
I don't know. I've yet to feel it. I haven't. Don't make it like that. Don't get all like, oh, are you, oh.
Well, I know,
I feel like I haven't even been in the house much.
That's true. That is true.
I haven't settled myself. I barely just unpacked my clothes.
Yeah.
2 days ago.
No, I absolutely, especially with how much you've been working.
Yeah. So, no, I don't feel that yet, but I can understand it. I think, like, coming home and, like, making dinner, and that has been something that's looked a little bit different. It's kind of, like, made me want to do it again, is because I feel like I went in a time frame where I was just, like, so defeated, where I'm like, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But digging myself out of that hole, I guess.
Yeah.
And guess what? And this is a shout out to Joss. June 1st. Gay Pride Month, baby.
It is. It is Gay Pride Month.
That's our girl.
That's our girl.
That's our girl.
That's our girl.
Did you text her today or what?
I did text her, but we weren't talking about the Gay Pride Month.
Charlotte does it right.
They do a big, like...
What?
Big stuff for it?
Yeah, they do a parade and...
Yeah.
Festival kind of thing.
Love that.
But yeah, June 1st. Gay Pride. Happy Gay Pride for anybody that's listening and celebrates that month.
Get after it.
We love it. We love you.
We love it. We love you. We're here for you.
Bang.
Do you, baby. Live your life.
Especially Joss.
Live your life. Live your life.
That's our B.
But what do we have coming up? Other than Ben and Sammy's wedding, that's going to be a big one.
Ben and Sammy's wedding. Still figuring out some details for next weekend. Supposed to go home for a celebration of life for my one of my best friends. Her dad passed away. He was sick, and so they're doing a celebration of life next weekend, which...
Isn't it this weekend?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
This next weekend, because today is Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I thought it was like Tuesday. I don't know why I thought that.
No. A week from yesterday. So just figuring that out. Flying to Vermont is expensive.
Stupid expensive.
And we just dumped a lot of our money into moving and getting new stuff and, preparing the studio, getting everything ready, our furniture, our new couch.
New Costco couch.
New couch. But yeah, so us spending $1,200 just on airfare to go home for 48 hours is not really, ideal, but we're figuring it out. We're kind of getting there and got to make a decision probably by the end of today. But with that being said, we've talked about, potentially changing our schedule of our podcast because we don't want to leave you guys hanging.
Yeah.
You guys subscribe, you...
Look forward to it. You're always talking about it in, the Bert's Beat channel, so we understand that. We enjoy doing it. It's just...
We always have something going on,
right.
But it doesn't... Our issues don't need to be, your issues at the same time. So if we're starting through the summer to do every other weekend and maybe doing a longer one,
right.
Or we change the day. So make sure that you write in, tell us what days you like to hear it. If you... like it when we go live versus if we were to pre-record, what does that look for you? So make sure you write in.
Give us your thoughts. Like if 6 o'clock isn't an ideal time, like give us it's obviously tough with Kenny's schedule. But let us know your thoughts. We want to know what, works for you guys, what you guys prefer.
Yeah.
But we definitely want to kind of create a new structure for it, whether it's every other, or we keep it or we do once a month, or we take a break for summer, whatever it may be. We're going to, try to figure that out so you guys know. So it's not it's Friday. I wonder if Bert and Kenny are going to do a podcast this weekend kind of thing.
Yeah. Because we do need to be better. It has nothing to do with you guys and us not wanting to. It's been busy. Been crazy. And we want you guys to write in. We want to talk about the stuff that you want to talk about. We don't want to sit in these chairs and talk about our chaos because...
Yeah, we need more write-ins. We need y'all to write in.
Yeah.
We need y'all to write in. We want to talk about what y'all want to talk about. Whether it's a situation you're in, whether it's a crazy question, whether it's anything and everything. Mm-hmm. We want to know what's going on with you guys. We want to talk about what you guys want to hear, what you guys want to interact with. We want to know. Mm-hmm. We want to know. Tell us. But don't tell us how Lilo and Stitch was.
Yeah, don't tell us about Lilo and Stitch. We're going to go see it.
I checked. I was thinking, maybe we could sneak out one for tonight.
7:25.
Oh, I saw 6:25.
7:25. But
we'll figure it out one way or another, as we always do. And we're very thankful that you guys tune in, whether it's once a week we're doing it, or once every 3 weeks, or we skip a week and it's a last-minute cancellation. We appreciate you guys more than you know, because, again, we don't do this for monetary gain. We don't do it for any other reason other than we enjoy it. We enjoy hanging out with you guys. We enjoy, being able to be vulnerable and have conversations with each other, with you guys, kind of go through what's going on in our lives, and we want to know what's going on in y'all's.
I love that.
She loves it. She loves it.
I love that.
But on top of that, make sure you're following both Kenny and I on Instagram. Like, subscribe, share on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, all of those. That only helps us meet new people that might not know us from the golf industry or the gaming world, and meet new friends, talk to new people, hear new stories.
I think we should get an Xbox.
We should get an Xbox?
Yeah.
What do you want to play on Xbox?
Play games. I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
No, I'm just playing with you.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. I'm watching everybody write in, and they're talking about all sorts of fun stuff, and then I'm just thinking about what can be fun where I can beat you in something.
Yeah, right. Ain't beating me on nothing. Ain't beating me on nothing.
Oreo cheesecake ice cream.
Old Brewster.
He pissed me off.
We got a new ice cream spot down the road.
Yeah, no, this ice cream spot was so good. And first time we went, I got, what was it? Graham something? What was the graham
French
cracker?
toast.
French toast. Yeah, you got a graham cracker or
the
whatever.
second time. It was delicious.
Yeah, I got French toast and Oreo cheesecake, 2 scoops. And let me tell you what, that Oreo cheesecake ice cream would knock your socks off. I was a big fan of that. It was very good.
She was over the moon about it.
And so, towards the end of the trip with your parents here, I was like, let's go get one last ice cream. And all day I'm whispering to his dad, Oreo cheesecake, ooh. And then I'm like giving him a wink. I'm like, Oreo cheesecake. And then I'm like, what does everyone think about getting some ice cream on our last night? Oh, yeah. We get there. It's off the menu.
Off the menu.
And I just about was like...
She was pissed. If Brewster was there, she would have fought him. Don't even know if he's a real man or woman.
Yeah, so...
I think my dad made the joke of like, oh, should we try the other one? Because there's 2 locations.
And I'm like, absolutely.
And I was like, ha, ha, ha. Oh, wait, she's serious. So we got back in the car, drove to a different location, hoping that they would have it.
They didn't.
And they didn't.
And it was disappointment.
And it was raining. And
I don't even remember the flavor I got because I was so upset. It was Oreo something. Not as good. Whatever. I'm never going back to that dump.
So what if they get it back on the menu?
They won't because they have already pissed me off. I have to make my own now. And you owe me a movie.
I owe you a movie.
No Mountain Dew.
No Mountain Dew. But we hope you guys had a great last week, and you hope you had a great weekend. Thank you for joining us on episode
21
on the BK Lounge podcast. We will have more information for you this week on what the schedule will look like, how it's going to be shaping going forward. But happy Sunday. Thank you for being here. We love you a ton. Don't forget about all of our socials. Drop us some love. And don't forget, please, write into us.
Yeah, write into us. Tell us your stuff.
Tell us the business.
Have a conversation.
Yeah.
I'm on the other side of the phone.
Yeah.
Call me.
Any last words, Kenneth?
Call me. What?
Any last words?
Oh, love you. Bye.
Y'all be good.
This has been the BK Lounge Podcast with Bert and Kenny. We hope you enjoyed your time diving deep in on wild topics, listening to crazy stories, and hanging out with us. We'll see you next week live on Twitch. Be sure to check out our website for all our social links at www.thebkloungepod.com. Y'all be good now, and we'll see you next time.